more more incredible surprises. I just got up. Oh, so in my series of the Blue Diamond and the hanging of Saddam Hussein, I remember I was talking about this picture. Um, see, I don't really dig into United States past unsolved mysteries, especially in this 1900th century, which I have been part of it. I live here in this 19th century and 2000. But anyway, I found out about, by somebody's comment, I found out about the death of a young girl, young teenage girl. She was only 14 years old, and she disappeared here in Idaho Springs, Colorado. Her body was never found, and her name was Beth Miller. Her first name spelled B-E-T-H, and then her last name was Miller. So her name was Beth Miller. Her body was never found. She disappeared on August something 1983. I was not in the United States when this happened. And I was talking to this lady that knew about her, because we were talking about unsolved mysteries. When people disappear, never see them again, but you neither find their bodies. We were talking about mines and how it could be possible that that their body are thrown somewhere in the water somewhere. But what is interesting, what this girl, going back to Beth Miller, this girl disappeared at 14 years old. I was 25 when she disappeared, and but I was not here. I remember some experiences I had in Panama, and that was the reason I left. But anyway, it's interesting because I look in the internet for her name, for Beth Miller, her case. I saw, and then in that, under the case of Beth Miller, I look under, I'm sorry, I just got up, I'm so sleepy. I look under the images, images, and here I see a picture of a dog with a lady. And her finger is pointing, just like that picture right there. Same expression of the image there is in that disappearance of Beth Miller. That finger pointing into a corner. But in this case, it's a dog, a big dog, and a lady holding the dog. Dog doctor. This is getting very interesting. So why did this happen to me later on? And why that image is in between the images of the disappearance of Beth Miller. And why did I get house invasion in 2009? Actually, it was 2009 in Central City. And I met a person with a similar name. Isn't that something? It's just like names, pictures, events matched together. Anyway, I was in Panama. I was only 19 years old. And I had a date kidnap. I was running for Miss Panama. I was almost winning the contest of Miss Panama when I got kidnapped. It was a date. It was not something like real, like this case, it was not like that, but I don't know. And then 14 is the Panama inauguration of the Panama Canal. Well, anyway, Beth Miller was 14 years old. And she never showed up. Her body never had shown up. And that's an unsolved mystery. Look how many years have went by since 1983, and this is 2018. So how many years is that? 15 plus 15 is 30 years, 33 and 2. So it has been 35 years since the body of Beth Miller has not been found. And it happened here in Idaho Springs. Now, the waters that are holding back there into the Argo mines, I don't know how many millions of gallons of water is in there, but that water is orange, and it's orange water, and it's polluted. I had a very nice small art. It's about this big that I bought years ago here when I started living here. I bought it in Georgetown. I bought that rock in Georgetown. And I just want to show this picture again. In the town of Georgetown, and I bought that picture. I mean that rock. It's about this big, and it's orange, and it looks like water that has been polluted. It has a lot of how you say that? It's rough. It's like moles in orange. A lot of little moles in orange. Like when the water is stuck and it's polluted and it's create bubbles. You know bubbles. I don't have the rock right here to show it. The rock spells in the bottom. The details of the rock is CHA, like cha. And anyway, I am putting all these puzzles together. Ask me how I'm linking this to the separation of a girl named Beth Miller, who disappeared at 14 years old. Now, nobody could say she's dead because the body was never found, but her family, her mom, declared her death in court after 11 years because they never found her. Isn't this interesting? Happened here in Idaho Springs, Colorado, where all the mines are.